So this is called What Would Sarah Do? We could also say, what would Sophia do? So let's get started, shall we? Hey guys! I'm Sarah from Simply Steam. This is my sweet Logan baby. Mwah. He's feeling a little sad. I think he wants a s'more. This is Sophia.
Hi.
My baby girl, and this is my baby daddy, Manny. So thank you guys for joining us live tonight. We are here to talk about Back to School 2020. So how do you feel about going back to school? Do you absolutely want to go back to school? Is it a, oh heck no, I don't want to go back to school? Is it a, I have mixed feelings, I'm not really sure what I want to do, or a, I'm just not sure, more towards like the negative side? Sophia, how are you feeling for back to school?
I feel good.
I think she's excited. Manny, how you feeling about school?
Meh.
Meh.
He's a mix,
I'm a
dude.
in between. I'm not really sure how I feel about it.
Dad's a mess, dude.
But regardless of how I feel about it, we have to get prepared to go back because that's what's happening. So we're going to play a little game tonight because normally back to school, you talk about your rules, routines, procedures for about the first 6 weeks. And so what we've done is we have some cups that we've created with our big old budget, our big old teacher budget. So these are really fancy cups. Each cup is a different category, and inside there are different questions. So we are going to, Sophia's going to pull out some topics here in a few minutes, and we are going to discuss, let's see, we have behavior, transitions, we have expectations for working in the classroom. We also have
Classroom supplies.
classroom supplies. That was the other one I kept forgetting. So we have those 4 different topics that we will talk about tonight. So this is called What Would Sarah Do? We could also say, what would Sophia do? Because you have an S too, right? WWSD. So let's get started, shall we? Sophia.
Which category would you like for me to work on?
Let's give her a drum roll, please. Classroom supplies. Classroom supplies. Give it to me, sister.
Says sharpening pencils.
Okay, so what would Sarah do for sharpening pencils?
Or Sophia.
Or Sophia for class rules, routines, procedures? I would have each kid at the end of the day sharpen 2 pencils, and then before I leave, I would spray down those pencils with disinfectant.
All natural disinfectant.
All natural disinfectant. Oh wait, man, I want that bleach.
Well, you don't know what the kids are allergic to.
Oh, that's true. I know. Yeah. So you have to take that into consideration too. Yeah. Sophia, what would you do? Let me know in the comments if you would agree with that or if you would do something different. I'd love to know how you plan on having sharpened pencils.
So what I would do is...
Speak up.
So what I would do is I would sharpen the pencils after the kids leave because you know there's going to be dull pencils at the end of the day. And then disinfect the pencils and all. And just in case if like there's any, like if any kid has like a virus or the flu or something.
Yeah. So you would do it yourself if you were the teacher, right?
What would you do as a student? Let's do it that way.
As a student?
Yeah.
If I had the job, I would get it done and then disinfect them.
All right, burn it.
Burn it!
Yes, I want to see transitions. Give me one.
Walking in the hallway.
Oh, what is it? What does the CDC say? It says 6 feet apart. Okay, so something that we used to do for cheerleading whenever we'd get into formation is we'd stick our hands out and we'd make sure that we weren't touching our neighbor.
Yeah.
So when you line up, have your kids make their bubble, put their arms out, and put your arms out, Sophia. And so make sure that they're not touching. And then you turn and you get in line. So then we're facing this way. So that's what I would do to keep them 6 feet apart, and I also think that would keep them hopefully off the walls too. I would not let them walk in near the walls. In fact, I think I would maybe have my kids walk like more towards the middle of the hallway, because hopefully there's not going to be any other classrooms in transition through that transition period. What would you do?
So pretty much, if I wanted to keep everybody 6 feet apart, I would do the exact same thing. And if we were at the elementary school or something, they would make a stand on the silver line. So it would make it like a thing for you to just
Okay, so having a visual on the floor, like where they should stand, would absolutely help. So you can do that. We used to use painter's tape in my classroom, and it comes up really nice and easy on the floor. So you might want to consider having some of that too. Okay, Sophia, so let us know in the comments below if that's what you would do. Is that a good idea to have them arms distance apart and then turn? And then do you like the tape visual? Would you do something different? Let us know. All right, the next one, Sophia, is expectations while working.
burn it.
Burn it.
Oh, burn it. Gosh, she missed it, y'all.
Let me go get it.
All right, get us expectations.
It's behavior.
Okay, here we
Make sure I
go.
was right. It is proper listening position.
Proper listening position includes hands to yourself, duh, eyes on the speaker, brain being attentive, showing some head nods with that.
Try not to space out.
Yeah, try not to space out.
6 feet apart.
And 6 feet apart. Burn it.
Yeah.
Give me another one from that one. That one was too easy. Give me another one from behavior.
Snack time.
Snack time. Okay, so normally I do a community snack where I have a family bring snack in for the whole class. So then that way everybody has a snack. But unfortunately, that is just not going to work this year. So what I'm thinking is, here's a couple of ideas, okay? I don't know if it's all feasible or not. So I'm thinking that the easiest thing to do would be to have the parents pack their children snacks, and then have some snacks left over for children who are unable to bring theirs. So I don't know. You tell me. Is that a good idea? Let's do using supplies.
Selecting and putting away supplies.
So normally that would be a thing, but this year it's not going to be a thing. This year it's going to be the students collecting and putting away their own supplies and making sure that they have wiped down everything. I'm thinking the best thing to do for wiping down, especially with disinfectant, and the thing is too, is you want to make sure that you don't have kids with allergies, because typically we are not allowed to let our students touch the antibacterial wipes, the Clorox wipes. So give them gloves. If you're going to give them wipes, make sure you have permission. Give them gloves. And I would like to play a game and see, I would say I have a secret person in my mind, or choose a secret person on the randomizer tool using Class Dojo. And I'm going to be checking to see if this random person puts away and cleans their supplies like they're supposed to. If they do, they get a treat. If they don't get a treat. So you walk around the room while they're cleaning up their supplies, and especially at the beginning of the year, make sure that it is super tedious. You've got to set that bar very high at the beginning of the year. And if they don't get it, sorry, they can try again next time. And you say that, hey, you did a really good job. I like how you did this, but you can try better next time. If they did a great job, then they get the treat. That's how I would do it. How would you do it?
I was zoned out, but I would say same thing.
I like the treat idea.
Yeah.
But I would think just like, teachers ask kids or ask parents to have kids bring their own stuff. Maybe they bring their own wipes.
Ooh.
And put them in their desks. And so at the end of the day, the one thing a teacher can do is ensure that everything's in the desk. properly. Maybe
Mhm.
kind of give a diagram. Hey, this is what it should look like, because you as a teacher knows what they should have.
Oh, yeah.
And then make sure the desks are completely clean. So at least the one thing you can ensure is that the desks are wiped down before you leave.
So I agree, and I love that you said show a diagram. That's actually the best thing that I've ever done. Is at the beginning of the year, you draw a diagram on an anchor chart of what their desk should look like, what their pencil box should look like. You hang it up. You have it there for the rest of the year. Label everything so they know where everything is supposed to go.
So
Do it.
Yeah, and then when you give that kid a treat, you basically have to do is you got to make sure it falls from the diagram.
Yes, and if you can get a real picture, that's even better. Like if you can take a picture just using your phone and then blow that picture up, print it out, and put it up, they can see it every single day. That is so much more helpful to students. Let us know if you guys have questions or other ideas about this. All right, give us one for...
We haven't done work yet.
Okay, let's do working.
Labeling assignments.
Labeling assignments. They got to have their name. They got to have the date. They got to have the subject. And they got to have the topic. That's our Avid binder for our Avid strategy. Now for kindergarten, they got to have their name. That's it. Typically, the assignment's already printed on it.
How is the student? How is the teacher protected from the assignments given from the kids that snot all over it?
That's a great question. How is the teacher protected from assignments that have snot all over it? Go ahead and let us know your thought. I don't think we really are.
Put chlorine on
Let us know. Chlorine. Okay, give us another one from, let's do transitions again.
Movement between centers, rotations, and activities.
Okay. I have no idea how this is going to work.
I'm saying, because don't you have X amount of kids per rotation or per movement?
Yes, unless because like we have our whole grade level go to specials at the same time. But you could stagger that out so that art starts 5 minutes before PE, PE starts 5 minutes before music, music starts 5 minutes before library. Stagger it out like that, and so then that way there's like little window. But I think that also means that teachers would, and I know that there's some of us who aren't very punctual or forget the time. We'd have to be really cognizant, thank you, of what time it is and be punctual. That's my only idea. You can't do it all at the same time, though.
We'll be punctual and cognizant of time?
Yeah. No. Stop it. I meant the times for specials. You probably can't do all that at the same time. No, I think it's got to be staggered out.
I'm just saying, but what about in your own classroom when you've got segments that kids are trying to interact with each other? This is gonna be really difficult if you think about it. You got a pocket of kids that are reading, a pocket of kids that are doing I ready math. You got another pocket of kids doing reading eggs, all this stuff. But
yeah.
I mean, they have to maintain social distance, but you also are encouraging them to help each other out.
Oh yeah, no, that's the hard part.
And wiping down laptops too.
Yeah.
Wiping down laptops.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we have time for one more.
From where?
One randomize.
What do you want to do, Soph?
I'm just gonna randomize it.
Okay, randomize it. What'd she pick? Working independently.
Are we talking like in the classroom, or if some schools go straight media?
Oh, that's a great point. So for working independently, you'll have to set expectations for online working independently, and also expectations for the classroom working independently. So working in the classroom obviously is going to be, stay quiet. Don't get up out of your seat unless it's an emergency. Use the teacher signs if you need to get water, use a restroom, or whatever. Bleeding, you've got something broken, whatever. Use a sign. And but then you've got to set it for at home on the laptop too. So I think that would be, make sure that you check your messenger or however you communicate with your class. Make sure you check that at least once a day. Your assignments must be turned in by this date. Please let your teacher know if you need help. You have to set those expectations. Also, another big one is make sure your students know that everything that they do and say on whatever platform it is that you're using is public. Because I feel like there's a lot of them who, Sophia, did you have some? I feel like that there was like a little bit of not cyberbullying, but just like, I don't know, was it cyberbullying or just like being mean on the internet or something?
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Cyberbullying.
Not making threats, but just being mean. So
Learned about that in 3rd grade.
Yeah, they learned about that in 3rd grade. So just make sure that they know those expectations for at-home learning too. Also, how to care for their laptop, like where they should and shouldn't use their laptop, like the bathtub. Letting their little brother or sister play on their laptop is never a good idea. So I think that's all that we have for tonight. We're going to have some marshmallows.
Have some fun.
Let us know if you have any questions about anything, if you thought anything was a good idea. We want to know. We hope that 2020, even though it's going to be a difficult one, we hope that it's a good one. So we will talk to you guys soon. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Speaker. Whoa, there goes his water. Cognitive.
Oh, that got a good flame.